Anybody? 7. We'll start with 7. Uh-oh, that was actually on your quiz too, wasn't it? I think it was on the last quiz too. What are our PRRs? We're going to make a list. So we'll start with plus or minus.
3, 1, and 1.
Factors of 3. 3 and 1. Actually, it would be the factors of 3 over the factors of 2. So the list would be 3 over 1, 1 over 1. And then 3 over 2 and 1 over 2.
Why would it be the factor?
You're on review sheet number 2. You need to be on
Oh,
review sheet
that
number 1.
explains it.
Yeah. Which should probably be the page right here. This is the sheet you're supposed to be on here. Okay, so we're on review sheet 1, on the one that doesn't say number 2.
I know how to do number 7. It's just
Okay. Number 1, which one? A, B, or C? A. Write the equation of the linear function that has these values. Well, first of all, this is just a fancy way of writing what? These are just points. So this is the point 2 comma 3, and this is the point 1 comma negative 4. So basically, you have been given 2 points, and what are you asked to do? Write the equation of the line. Okay, so what do we do? Slope. Find the slope. I got 7 if I did it right. So then what? What's the next step? I found my slope. Pick a point. And then however you like to write lines, whether it's like this or like this, however you like to write it, you should come up with y equals 7x minus 11. As your answer. Okay, Emma? Bailey. 8. C. I to the 5th. This is a review problem. Who remembers how we handle I to the 5th? Jamie?
You do I squared equals
Yeah. You know every 4 i's, this one's small enough I can write it out, but every 4 i's just makes a 1. Because every 2 i's makes a negative 1. So this would be negative 1 times negative 1, so that's how you get a 1. So every 4 i's just makes a 1. So every 4 i's we can just forget. So if those just all make 1, the only thing left is, so the answer is just I. So if that had been I to the 50th, I probably wouldn't write out 50 i's, but I would visualize that. All those i's all written out, and every group of 4 is just discarded. So in 50, there would be 12 groups of 4, right? And then, after I got done grouping those 12, there would be 2 little i's left over. So my answer would be I squared negative 1. Number 3, find the quotient and remainder. Now there's no direction given as to how to do this, so the easiest thing to do would be what? Anybody have an idea what the easiest thing to do would be? Yeah, it's just a division problem, so we'll just synthetically divide. Be careful, there is a missing power, so you'll want to include that. But Reagan, you okay with synthetic division? You know how that works?
Yeah.
All right, I have no idea about my arithmetic. Let's look at it carefully. Everybody do okay? So what's my quotient? Oops, Grace, do I have a mistake?
What?
Do I have a mistake here?
Oh, no, I was just gonna ask when our test is.
Wednesday. We don't have school on Tuesday. Well, the juniors and I have school on Tuesday. Okay, so what's my quotient? Job said find quotient remainder. What's my quotient? 3x to the third, thank you, 6x squared, 21x and 34. There's my quotient. What's my remainder? 69 over x minus 2. Now, a couple of things. That was the job. That was what you had to do. But we can ask a couple other questions about this. What do I know about x minus 2 as it relates to the original polynomial? It is not a factor. Furthermore, check out these numbers. What do you notice about all those? It's an upper bound. So if you were looking for the answers, you would not look for anything bigger than 2. All right, anybody else see anything on the sheet that you don't think you can handle tonight? Lily?
I have a question for number 1B. Do you want us to multiply it?
Yep. Unless it says don't do.
Okay, so when you factor the 3 plus I, how would you do that?
Okay, she can't remember, help her out. How do we find, if we know the root is 3 plus I, what does the factor look like? Oh, wait, that's equals 2. Okay, we know we have another one. We know we have to have 3 minus I also. Okay. Now, Lily, what's the factor associated with this? Okay, you didn't even think about that. What did you do? You move the 2 to the other side. That's how you build factors. It doesn't matter what they are. That's how you build them. You just move the stuff to the other side. So what's this going to be?
X minus 3 plus I.
Now, why would you say plus I? You're going to move the 3 over, so you said x minus 3. Now you're going to move the I over. What's it going to be? There you go. Now what's this one going to be? You're going to move everything over, so it's going to be x
Minus 3 plus I.
Yep, there you go. And all that has to be FOILed together, and I would recommend starting here because even though that's a lot of terms, a whole bunch of stuff's going to drop out. When you multiply each of these by each of these, you'll get 9 things, but almost all of it will cancel out. Or combined, so there's going to be 3x and 3x, so those are going to add together, so those are added. Now look, that guy and that guy are gone. This one and this one are gone. And what's negative I squared? 1 plus the 9 gives me a 10. So all that just boiled down to this, which then I still need to times by x minus 2. So again, FOIL. And I did my arithmetic right. That should be my equation. Alexis, when is that open?
Oh, I just went through that one.
Yeah, I got it.
13.
Okay, so we got this, Lily?
Yep.
Which one?
13.
Okay, so this is a revenue problem or an income problem. So in the beginning, what's my income in the beginning? Before I make any changes, what's happening? I'm selling how many?
80,000.
For a price of,
160.
so that's the beginning. That's how much money I'm making in the beginning. Right? Now, what's happening to those numbers? Well, what's happening to the 80,000?
Subtracts 10,000.
I'm losing 10,000 every time I change the price. And what am I doing to the price?
Adding 40,000.
Increasing it by 40 cents. Now, these are going in increments, right? In other words, I'm going to do this maybe more than once. So every time I change the price, I lose 10,000. So 80,000 minus 10,000 X. If X is the number of price increases, and then what will my price be? It starts out as $1.60,
Plus 40 cents.
but it's going up in 40-cent increments. So 40 cents for every X. Everybody okay with the equation? Now, what do I want to know about that equation?
So maximum.
I want to know the maximum. Now, does that mean I set this equal to 0 and solve it? No, that would be not very smart, because if you set it equal to 0, what are you saying? You want your income to be 0. We don't want our income to be 0. We want our income to be as big as it could be, so what am I going to do? Not set it equal to 0 and solve it. What am I going to do? I'm going to FOIL it out with the intent of finding what? The vertex, the maximum. So 28,000. This test will be part calculator, and obviously you would have a calculator with numbers like this. What would that be, 4,000? So I've got negative 4,000 x squared plus 16,000 x. I hope my arithmetic's right. I use my calculator, so it should be. Now, what did we say we were going to find?
Maximum.
The maximum. So we need a vertex, which will be negative b
Or 2A.
over 2a, which works out to be 2. And what does that 2 stand for? How many times I'm going to change the price? So what was the question? What price per copy? The maximum income is going to be earned if I change the price 2 times. Each price change is worth 40 cents. So I'm going to take my original $1.60 and go up 40 cents twice. So what price should I be charging? $2.40. What if the problem said how many magazines will you sell?
Plug it into 10,000.
Then we would say, okay, I have 80,000 to start, but every time I raise my price, I lose 10,000. If I raise my price twice, I lose 20,000, so I'll sell 60,000 magazines. What if it said, what is your maximum income? What is your maximum income? How would you find that?
Multiply 60,000 by 240.
Exactly. Multiply that 60,000 you just got times 240. In other words, put 2 into this equation and solve it. And that will give you your income. All right, anything else as you're looking at the sheet?
Did you do 4?
4, find the remainder. Well, 3 I actually divided. 4 I am not going to divide because why?
It's too big.
It's too big. So what do I do if I only want the remainder and the problem is this big giant thing? Trevor? I'll plug in what, you're right, whatever I would have divided by, I'm just going to plug it in. So I would have divided by -1, so I'm going to plug in -1. So 3 times -1 to the 100, minus 4 times -1 to the 5th, minus 10. All right, this is just 3, this is gonna be 4, so it looks like the remainder is -3. Is that okay? All right, anything else? We have to do one more. Anything else on the sheet that looks like you might have a problem? Bailey? If you are just sketching this, you're going to plot all your intercepts, which would be -1, 2, and 5. And then your y-intercept, if you put in 0, you get -2 times 1 times -2 times -5. So what is that? -20. So that's all the points you have to have plotted. Now, the fact that that leading coefficient was negative tells me what about my picture? This is a 4th degree polynomial. So it's going to start down here, it's going to come up and grab this point, which, oh, by the way, was squared, so it's going to come back down. Come back up to 2, which is not squared. Come back to 5, which is not squared, and there you go. So that's the best you can do. Unless you use your calculator to find the maximum and minimum and all that, which we're not doing. Your homework for tomorrow is to finish this page. Please take it seriously. Because while Wednesday sounds like a long way away, it really isn't, because we don't have class Saturday, Sunday, or Tuesday.
Why did juniors have to come in?
You have a school day.
It's a school day.
It's a school day. They're going to see IRT.
Oh, I just thought because the juniors.
No. It's a regular school day. We just, they won't be here.
Okay.